Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new, welcome if you're not. Here we just like talking about makeup, and today we are doing the drugstore makeup tag, which was originally created by Jen Phelps, the drugstore queen herself. I did, however, recently see this on Sarah Rose's channel, so I'll link her video as well as Jen's video down below. And I think I have done this one other time a couple years ago. This is not a new tag. It has been a hot minute since I did any tag. So I thought, you know, in honor of me doing a lot more drugstore content on my TikTok and here on the channel, I just thought, let's just redo the drugstore tag and see what my answers are today. So with all that said, let's get started. The first question is, if you could only use one drugstore or affordable brand, what would it be? And for me, it's L'Oreal. And for this reason alone, it's specifically because of the complexion products or foundation, powder, things like that. That is, to me, what starts off a good makeup look is your base products, and I really love L'Oreal base products. I like their mascaras, and where is it? You know I love the True Match Lumi Bronze It. The only downside to L'Oreal for me is their eyeshadows, and I don't really have a blush that I'm in love with from L'Oreal. So if you have any recommendations, definitely leave them down in the comments below. Number two, what's the most underrated drugstore brand? I kept everything pretty much at the drugstore, not including things like ColourPop, Juvia's Place, etc., but things that you can buy at the drugstore. So I went with Wet n Wild. I really love the new 10-pan palettes. This is the one called Nude Awakening. I love the formulas in here. There's satin, there's metallic, there's matte, and they all really apply easily, very beginner friendly. And same with this Color Icon bronzer. This is the shade Sunset Striptease, and I don't know if you can tell, but I've all but worn, the embossing off, or I'm getting there anyways. And one of my favorite ways to use this is over the top of a cream bronzer. Helps to just blur things a little bit, adds a little bit of a sheen. This is definitely a luminous bronzer, but I think it is so pretty, so golden, and they actually have a decent range for drugstore. I think there's 5 shades last time I looked for this, so that's pretty cool. The other thing that I love about Wet n Wild too is that they haven't changed their prices to the extreme over the years. I'm still buying the Simma Brown Now eyeliner that is 97 cents no matter where you buy it. It's one of my favorites, and yeah, I just love that about Wet n Wild. You can always count on Wet n Wild to be cheap and good. Number 3, what's the most overrated drugstore brand? For me, I wrote down NYX, and it's not that I don't like NYX, because I do like NYX, but I just feel like, for a couple of reasons. One, the prices are just getting sky high. For one of their little palettes, I think they're 12-pan palettes, they're like $20 now, which is ridiculous. And then also, I feel like NYX has a lot of focus on products that are really dated. For example, liquid lipsticks. I think liquid lipsticks are, circa 2016, 17, and I just don't feel like there's that many people out there using liquid lipsticks anymore. So I just feel like, they need to amp it up a little bit. They need to get with the times. I love the NYX new Fat Oil Lip Drip. That was a great release from them because people are gaga for lip oils, especially ones with huge doe foot applicators in them. So I would like to see a lot more of that from NYX, and I would like them to keep their prices reasonable. I used to think of NYX as being more affordable than Physicians Formula, but actually Physicians Formula is more affordable now than NYX is. And to be frank, I think we all have always kind of thought that Physicians Formula was overpriced. Number 4, what is your favorite drugstore product under $5? And I decided to go with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I've been using this for a while now, and I really do think this is just as good as any other tinted brow with fiber kind of brow gel. I really enjoy, I have the shade Neutral Brown, and I just think this is great. I can just do like 2 light coats of this in my brows and call it a day if I want to, if I just want a nice simple brow. But also I love applying this first and then going in with my brow pencil, because then I can just see a little bit of, you know, where I need to fill in versus areas that I don't really need to fill in. But this does come in at $5 and I love it. I've repurchased it many times. Number 5, what is a hidden gem from the drugstore no one talks about? And I wouldn't say nobody talks about these, but I don't see a lot of people talking about them anymore, and I definitely don't see anybody over on TikTok, which is now my primary platform, talking about these at all, and that is the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumpers. I have here Luminoso and Soft Rose. I've repurchased both of these shades multiple times. I love the formula, not sticky at all, no stick. And it doesn't have like a tingly, burny, anything like that. It just has a light mint feel to it. It's very refreshing and just almost like you got toothpaste on your lips. Very gentle. I actually do feel like this is nourishing to my lips. It's something that I enjoy reapplying throughout the day when I wear this as my lip color, because you know, some lip glosses by the end of the day, you're like, give me all the lip mask that I can like handle. But these, I don't feel this way. I don't feel like I have like a film at the end of the day on my lips that I need a lip scrub and Laneige lip sleeping mask stat. So these are amazing, and I definitely recommend these 2 shades. Number 6, what's your favorite drugstore foundation? This is very easy. It is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. This one only has like a few pumps left in it, and I already have a backup. And then this is my other shade. I have 0.5 to 2 very light and 2 to 3 light, and between these 2 I can mix and get my perfect shade all year long. So I really love this. It's nice and thin. It does have a luminosity to it, but it doesn't have so much hydration that it doesn't wear well on my oily skin. I'm 41 years old. I have oily skin, and I have trouble keeping a lot of foundations on my face, but not this one. It gives a beautiful finish to the skin. Today I mixed it with the Dior Backstage foundation just for shits and gigs over on TikTok, but I love these, and I do have the pumps for these. If you don't like that stupid little dropper that it comes with, I do have these linked in my storefront down below under my Amazon must-have makeup products. So definitely check that out. I also believe the link is directly on my link tree as well. So if you hate the dropper and you're going to have this foundation for some time, maybe consider purchasing those. Number 7, what products do you tend to buy more at the drugstore versus high-end? So I kind of have like a list here. Mascaras, eyeliners, setting spray, brows for sure. But also I tend to buy most of my lip products at the drugstore. I have a few exceptions in, you know, lip liners, lipsticks, things like that. But overall, I think you can get products that are just as good at the drugstore as you can anywhere else. I have really kind of turned my way of thinking around when it comes to makeup. And the reason that I tend to buy things like mascara and even complexion products these days. Love the L'Oreal Tinted Serum like I mentioned, but I also like the Maybelline Superstay. I love the Believe Beauty Foundation. And I tend to have a general rule of, you know, things that I'm going to use up more quickly, like mascara, like setting spray, things like that. I tend to prefer to purchase at the drugstore versus high-end products. But there's other products that I just absolutely would only buy high-end. For example, eyeshadow for the most part. I do have and try drugstore products, but I tend to always go back to my high-end eyeshadows. Number 8, what drugstore brand do you think is overpriced? We already talked about NYX, but I also wanted to mention L'Oreal, which I do love L'Oreal. As I answered in number 1, you know, L'Oreal would be my one drugstore brand, but L'Oreal, Physicians Formula, NYX, Pixie, I think they're all overpriced. They're making the same stuff. Maybe they're tweaking the ingredients a little bit, but not so much that it bears, you know, upping the price tag. It's just crazy to me how expensive some of this stuff is. When I was looking at some of the new Physicians Formula stuff, for example, the liquid bronzer and highlight and their new powders and etc., their concealer, I was looking at spending like $100 on 5 products-ish, something like that, and that's just absolutely ridiculous. I could make my $100 go further at Sephora. I really think I could. So the next question is, what is your favorite drugstore dupe? And this one I actually found over on TikTok. The person didn't present it as a dupe, but as soon as I bought the product from the drugstore and tried it, I was like, this is not only a dupe, but it's better than the high-end product. So this product is a dupe for NARS Orgasm, which I have in this palette right here. Not a favorite blush for me. It's very texture enhancing. It's got a ton of glitter to it. And I don't know, I love the color and what it looks like. I also have foundation or bronzer on the back of my hand, so try to ignore that. But that's NARS Orgasm, and the dupe is the Revlon Powder Blush in Ravishing Rose. This is what I always hoped the NARS Orgasm blush would be, because it is smooth. You got that pigment, that pinky blush, but it also has a golden sheen to it. I mean, they're not exact, but it also has a golden sheen to it. It's got that pretty coral color and everything, but it's just very smooth on the skin. It doesn't enhance texture. And, you know, if it wasn't in a palette, I would probably declare NARS Orgasm over that one. Next is, what is the best drugstore eyeshadow formula? And for me, I can pick between the 3. I will just say this probably falls at the bottom of the 3 I'm going to talk about, but the Wet n Wild eyeshadow formula is very nice. It works well. It stays on the eyeballs, all of the things. Secondly, the Essence 6-pan palettes, if you can find one that you like, I think these are a great buy. They're $4. You get 6 shades and a mirror in here. So 3 of them were gifted to me. My daughter has the coral one right now, which I decided not to go hunting for, but this is bronzed this way. So if you like those warm shades, or you want something to play with for summer, coming up for this month for St. Patty's Day and just March in general, intro to spring, we have some beautiful greens in this palette, in the one called Dancing Greens. And then one that I actually just bought this last weekend is Nothing Compares to Nude. And this is just such an easy everyday palette. You get 2 mattes and 4 shimmers in here. I think any of the shimmers would work great as a one shadow look, and then just blend out with this matte or another matte or your bronzer or whatever. But I think the ultimate formula at the drugstore is the Flower Beauty Desert Lights and Jungle Lights. I don't have Jungle Lights. I just have this one because this is my preferred color story. But look at this. Are you ready? Barely dip my finger in. Excuse all the other swatches because I'm out of makeup wipes. But can you see that? I mean, as someone who owns a ton of Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, this is better than her formula. This formula of shimmers is better than her formula. And man, you just barely dip your finger in and you're getting full pigment, full metallic qualities. The back of my hand's dry as the desert, you guys. But I love this, and I also love that I feel like these colors, or some of the colors at least, would work for any season. I can use this in the winter, I can use it in the fall, summer, you get the idea. But I do think that this is probably the best formula at the drugstore that you will ever find. Number 11, what is the worst eyeshadow formula at the drugstore? And I would have to say either CoverGirl or Revlon. I've never been able to find eyeshadows from either of those brands that I like the formula of or that I think perform, especially even for the price, you know? So I don't, those are not brands that I tend to touch in terms of eyeshadows. Number 12, drugstore brand you used to love but aren't crazy about anymore. And there are two that are on my too expensive or overrated list, and that's Pixie and NYX. Again, I just bought the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip stuff, but in general, I'm not getting excited about what they have to offer, and when I am, I think it's overpriced. Same with Pixie. I used to love Pixie. I lived near Target. I was always interested in what Pixie was putting out, whether it was limited edition or not. I have very few Pixie products left in my collection now. I think I have an eyeliner and a blush maybe, and that's it. Again, even when I'm getting excited about what they're putting out, it's too expensive. I don't think it's worth the price. I love this next question. Drugstore product that you didn't expect to like, but totally wowed you. Now, I will say, in all fairness, I'm sorry I'm fiddling with my hair so much. It just looks crazy today. Anyways, this product I did not like when I first got it. I did not see the hype. And to be honest, I don't know that the hype really was all that appropriate for this product. But now I'm starting to understand why people like this product. And that is the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. I am still not a big fan of this. I feel like, you know, product just sits in that, and I don't know. I just don't think it could be good. I do have the shade 01 Light, and I don't know. I like this as a glowy base, and here's why. Again, I'm 41 with oily skin, and I think this does a nice job at giving me a glowy base without adding too much extra moisture to my skin. I feel like this is a very lightweight gel-like formula. It reminds me a lot of, say, Glowy Super Gel in the Star Glow shade. It's just basically glow without anything added to it. And when you're oily and you're gonna be wearing foundation, you know, you wanna minimize the layers of product that you're adding to your skin. And if you're gonna introduce moisture into your skin, you wanna do it through your skincare, not your makeup. So I am learning to love this, actually. It's definitely one that I reach for when I'm looking for a glowy base to go with a more matte or full coverage foundation, which I do from time to time. So didn't expect to like it, didn't like it at first, but now I love it. And number 14, favorite affordable eyeshadow palette right now, definitely the Flower Beauty Desert Lights, for all the reasons I said before. This one's more of a satin finish, but otherwise the rest are all very foiled metallics. And, you know, obviously, maybe not obviously, maybe you would want to use this with your bronzer or another palette that has some matte shades in it, but I love this. When I'm looking for impact, high-end or otherwise, I reach for this. And I do want to give an honorable mention to the Nothing Compares to Nude palette from Essence, because these are really beautiful. I'll pop up a look that I did yesterday where I had the gold on the lid, and I do not wear gold eyeshadow that often. I don't know why. I know it probably looked nice with my complexion, but I don't wear gold that much. But I love this sort of lighter, less yellowy gold or brassy. So I really like that. If you needed something quick and easy for traveling, I would recommend it. And that, my friends, 22 some minutes later, is the Drugstore makeup tag created by Jen Phelps. Again, I'll have her video as well as Sarah Rose's video linked down below. And I hope you guys are enjoying the videos I've been putting out. I've been trying to do one a week. You know, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And hopefully you'll come visit me over on TikTok. If you do TikTok, no pressure if you don't. I totally get that too. But with all that said, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days. Bye.